guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing my mom's makeup, and to get started with this look I am just priming her eyes. I've already put face primer on, so I am using Bare Minerals Well Rested Eye Primer. And I will be doing my go-to makeup look for her today. I'll be using my Huda Beauty palette. And I'm really just aiming to do a full coverage for her today, making sure her under eyes are covered, and just doing a warm tone smoky eye. So I'm going to go in with a big blending brush for the crease, and I'm going in with the shade Sandalwood for this. So I start with the outer corner of her eye and kind of just build in on her crease. Next, I'm going in still with a blending brush, but this is a little bit more compact. And using the shade Bossy, I'm just kind of starting in the outer corner of her eye, right where I started with her crease, and building right on top of that. To give a more smoky effect, I'm going to go back in the corner of her eye with the shade Cocoa, and I am using a small blending brush for this. So I am going more compact with the brushes each time. For the center of her lids, I am using the shade Moondust, and I'm using a flat brush to apply this. Then I'm just going in with my compact blending brush and applying Cocoa and just blending it a little bit more with the Moondust, just to make sure the transition is smooth. For her top liner, I'm using Tarteist Clay Paint Eyeliner in the shade Black and using an eyeliner brush to apply this. Then for her under eye coverage, I'm going in with Urban Decay Concealer in the shade Medium. And I'm also going to be applying it wherever I see any blemishes and where she needs coverage. Then I'll just be using a big contour brush and blending this out. Mom wanted to look a little bit more on the fair side, so I'm using a Bobbi Brown stick foundation, and this is in the shade Light. And I apply this underneath her eyes, and then wherever I will not apply the dark contour, I'm using this more as a contour stick. And I'm using a beauty blender to blend this out. And I'm just using this to give her a bit more of a coverage. This is not really her foundation. For the full coverage foundation, I'm going to my go-to, my MAC Cosmetics Pro Longwear Foundation. This is in the shade NC35. I felt the Bobbi Brown foundation stick was a little too fair for her, so I did go one shade a little bit darker. And to set all the coverage, I'm using my favorite RCMA No Color Setting Powder. And I'm using a big contour flat brush to apply this. I'm applying this underneath her eyes, and then below her, from her ear to her lips, in the corner of her lips, on the bottom. And kind of anywhere where I would apply the lighter shade of contour is where I'm applying the setting powder. And I'm going to leave the setting powder on and brush it away right after I finish the contour. So I'm going in with my favorite also, Too Faced Chocolate Bronzer. And I'm going in with a contour brush, just applying this from her ear to the corner of her lips. I also apply this on her jawline, the side of her nose, around her face, and then just a little bit underneath her lips. And then I'm using a big powder brush to brush away the setting powder. To give more of a shadow effect, I go in with my Bliss bronzer in the shade Coco Cabana, and I'm only applying this right from her ear, just from the top. I don't use this shade all the way down to the corner of her lips, just at the top and then on her jawline. For the blush, I'm using Tarte Blush Color Wheel, and I'm using the shade Endless and a blush brush to apply this right on her cheeks. And blending out with a clean blush brush. For her highlight, I'm using my MAC Cosmetics highlighter in the shade Show Gold, and a fan brush to apply this right on top on her contour, on her nose, above her lips, and a little bit on her forehead. So for her lower lash line, I'm going in with the shade Black Truffle. And I won't be applying any shade on her waterline because she did not want any, but I am making up for it with a black shade on her lower lash line. And then in the inner corner of her eyes, I'm just applying a little bit more highlighter, Show Gold, and right on top of her lips and her eyebrows to highlight it. For her eyebrows, I'm using my Anastasia brow pencil in Granite and just filling in her eyebrows. Then I'm going in with a brow gel to kind of shape it and set it. For her lips, I'm going in with Bite Beauties in the shade Caramelized. And to set this, using Urban Decay's All Nighter Setting Spray. And guys, that completes her look.